Proctor, I came across a holotape with a full scan of the Institute's network.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. I wasn't sure what the Interceptor would do to you.
I'm not here for small talk.
Suit yourself. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxon told you about it?
He seems to feel it's pretty important.
Important is an understatement. We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. I hope it's worth it. Come on. It's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting.
Some of it to me.
This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded.
Ingram?
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
My help? I don't know a thing about robot repair.
Why don't we leave the repairing to my scribes? You're going to be doing the legwork. Now, the good news is that we've got most of it. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is...
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Prydwen. As much as I hate... Luckily, you were able to. She was on the original build. I've already spoken to her. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power... Those Sims with the
Attention! Halberd pilot to Station Epsilon. Halberd pilot report to Station Epsilon. That is all.
What's up? Your thoughts?
Rebuilding Liberty Prime will ensure our victory over our adversary.
That was all.
Not a problem.
If it was up to me, I'd take every pharaoh, beauty, and city and ship it to space.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
And we want to stop the Institute from using its technological superiority as a weapon.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, it sounds like you actually mean it. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
If you have a moment, there's something I'd like to discuss.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Thank you. This isn't a formal meeting. I simply want to clear. I think we may have gone, expecting you to and given that you've...
You worried that I'm gonna quit?
No. When I was an initiate, he was a model. From the moment I fought by his...
It sounds like he was true.
If he was,
After I was promoted to Paladin, the news was like being... It's taken me a long time. It's because I believe...
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
Back in the Capital Wasteland, they maintained a mobile... The Brotherhood spearheaded quite a few soldiers.
Sure.
He made his mark.
I'm flattered that you have so much faith in me.
You've earned that faith by your own.
Right.
Well, I've said what I had. I trust you.
Ad Victoriam, brother.
Nothing to report right now, man.
In my experience, hotshots and big mouths end up with closed casket funerals.
Proctor.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but I've dealt with worse. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Sure. Anything you need.
That's what I love about you. You're ready to leap into action, and I bet you don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what Prime's new LEMs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic piston. We're gonna have to rip those out. What we need you to do is build...
Now that you know what the actuators... These are the plans and the materials list.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know the only thing we... According to Proc... We've already sent out a...
Once you start building...
Sure.
Good luck.
Proctor Ingram?
Just build us those actuators, and we'll do the rest.
It's a shame these people have to live in fear. Sheltering in this old stadium when all those perfectly good buildings are still standing outside.
Extra, extra! Is your neighbor human? We have the exclusive.
For your hair.
shopping, right here.
Hey.
You. Well, I suppose we can do business.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Everything you need.
Need some
You're
custom
exceeding the
hardware?
maximum recommended
We got a
payload for
free
ground
work. Bench for all your modifications.
Where do you want?
When it comes to keeping the grid one running, Proctor
Proctor Ingram.
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
Shouldn't be a problem. Just tell me where they are.
I wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs, the same type of bombs that were dropped from aircraft during the Great War. The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's air force, so we assumed we wouldn't have trouble finding them. But since we arrived, our scouting teams haven't located a single bomb.
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take on the Institute.
She's right.
Of course she's right. But before you give up hope, there's actually a silver lining here. Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation, which was used as a nuclear weapons storage facility. We're fairly certain this included a stockpile of the Mark 28s. The catch is that the installation is located somewhere within the glowing sea.
I'll head out there immediately.
Good. Palin's established a communications point on the front. I suggest you head out, hopefully, by the time you... Good luck, Knight.